Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have another book review for you. I'm just throwing them at you. This review will be on Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno-Garcia. I'm gonna preface this video by saying that personally I am not the hugest fan of this type of book, this genre of horror, thriller, mystery. So I'm gonna be like as objective as I can because I feel like that's like the fairest way to review a book. I'm also not gonna include any spoilers, which is gonna be very difficult because this whole book is spoilers, but we're gonna try our best. So we open up to Naomi. This is 1950s Mexico City. Naomi comes from a pretty well-off family, but she's a little bit spunky, a little bit rebellious. Kind of against her family. She wants to continue her education in anthropology and just kind of like dates guys that her family doesn't approve of. I really like her. I think she's great. So we start off with her at this fancy party and she gets a call from her father, which is like really weird. Basically he's like, come home right now. So she goes home and ends up that their family was sent this letter from Naomi's cousin Catalina. The letter's really weird. So Catalina recently, I think within like the past year, had married this really well-off guy named Agnes, and no one really knew him at all, and like right away she moved away with him to his like family's mansion. Hadn't really heard anything from her in a really long time. They get this letter and she is not okay. She's like very much in danger and begs for someone to come rescue her basically. So Naomi's dad is like, that's you, like you're boarding a train tomorrow morning, get ready, you're gonna go see what's happening to Catalina. And you know, Naomi's like, I don't want to do that, that's sketchy. Like I'm not a rescuer, I'm just like a normal girly, why are you making me do this? But she hops on a train, and right when she gets off this train in this town, it's spooky. Basically, it was like an old silver mining town, so it used to be really wealthy, but all the silver's run out, and so it's just kind of like a desolate place up in the cliffs. Naomi was saying how she's never been in this like kind of environment before. Agnes, Catalina's new husband, lives in the mansion in this town. It's called High Place, and basically he comes from like a really wealthy family that basically took advantage of everyone and like mined all the silver, and so they have all this old money. So the family that lives at this mansion, we have Agnes, and then we have the mother figure Florence, who is not great, and then we have like the big honcho guy Howard Doyle. Don't get me started on him, he's so creepy. He's like the main villain in this book. And then we have another son named Francis, and he is like the only normal human being in this book, as well as Naomi, so love him. Right away you can tell like the house is haunted. So you go into this book kind of figuring that out, and you think it's just gonna be like a normal, like I thought it was gonna be like ghosts. Very wrong. Like you think you know where this book is going and you really don't. I've never read anything like it. It is so strange. So right away, Naomi like tries to go to Catalina and see what's happening, and you can tell that the family is just very private, very protected. Like they aren't allowed to like talk at dinner, and they're just trying to like quiet the situation as much as possible, and like don't really want Naomi snooping around this sketchy family. Yeah. More than anything, I really did love the setting of this book. Like you're in the cliffs, it's really like foggy all the time. This mansion is really spooky. It has like murals on the wall of like creepy portraits, and you're just along with Naomi, and you're just as confused as she is the whole time. And you're just trying to figure out like what is going on with Catalina? Why is she acting so weird? Yeah, pretty much in the beginning, Naomi has some conversations with Howard, and it's just, it sets you up, man. You realize he is not a good guy, and that's where I'm gonna leave you with the plot because everything else is a spoiler. But I will say, it's a strange book. Like what ends up happening with this house, you do not expect at all. I think if you even remotely like mystery thrillers, I would recommend picking this up. I will say there is a little bit of a trigger warning with like sexual assault, suicide, miscarriages. Just like kind of research this book if any of that is a little bit triggering to you, because it does bring up some really dark stuff, which I was not expecting. So just be wary of that before you pick this up. But I thought it was really, really a good story. I will say the one thing that kind of threw me off was the pacing. I just felt like the whole book is leading up to like what's happening with this house in Catalina. And then once it kind of happens, you're like, I wouldn't say disappointed, but I just think it kind of drags on. Like the whole book, you just want to know, and I just feel like it just really drags that out. That's like my only complaint. I don't even know if that's like a real complaint and other people felt that way, but I just wish like the pacing was a little bit better. Other than that, you just get the gothic vibes, the spooky, like what confused vibes, honestly. Other than that, I think it was like really well written. I feel like it's rare for a book to make you so confused all the time and to just like constantly be wrong about what you think is happening. So yeah, that's my review. I hope it was objective. I hope it makes you want to pick it up if you're into thrillers, because I do think it was so different and like a really cool concept, honestly. Like, how did she think of this? I don't know. If you've read this, let me know what you think of it below. I really kind of want to talk about the spoilers, but I'm not going to. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Sorry if it was all over the place. That's kind of how I felt reading this book. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!